Hello everyone, Tom with Capo Fetish. Today we're going to talk about our top 10 favorite 1978 records. 1978 was an amazing year for music, maybe not as revolutionary as 77, but still a great year for a lot of variety of music. So I've picked 10 of my favorites. I also have 5 honorable mentions, which I'm going to mention right now. First one is Nick Lowe's Pure Pop for Now People. This is also known as Jesus of Cool in the UK version. Great power pop record. The first Van Halen record. Great debut here. I'm not a huge Van Halen fan of the Sammy Hagar variety, but I love the Roth era. So this is another great one. One of the best parodies of the Beatles ever is The Ruddles. This is such a great record. Very, very entertaining. We've got Neil Young's Comes a Time. Just a great record from 78 coming off the heels of America's Stars and Bars. Just a lot of great songs. A Lot of Love is amazing. I love his version more than Nicolette Larson's. But just a great album of like folk ditties and country-ish type tones. And then Call Me Crazy, man. But I love An American Prayer by the Doors, the posthumous release from 78. It's just a great late night listen. I love the demented poetry and the humor and the jazz fusion thrown in between all the craziness. And it also features a great live version of Roadhouse Blues. So let's get on with my 10 personal favorites. Starting off with number 10 is the second album by Television. The album's called Adventure. Maybe not quite as epic as Marquee Moon, but I'd say 3/4 of this is fantastic. It starts off with Glory, great little uppity tune. Days is really uplifting, second track. Has Foxhole, another song called Careful. Ends side 2 on a really high note with Carried Away, a really strong ballad. Tom Verlaine. And then side 3 has 3 epics on The Fire, Ain't That Nothing, and The Dream's Dream is a great way to end the record. Really powerful song. So this is coming in at number 10 for me on albums from 78. Television's Adventure. Coming in at number 9 is the second solo album by Peter Gabriel, also known as Scratch. It used to be just known as Peter Gabriel. His first 4 albums were all named the same title, Peter Gabriel, so they had to come up with a name. But this is a fine follow-up to his first album, the one called Car. And the first side is just flawless. It starts off with On the Air, has DIY. There's definitely some new wave elements on this record. Mother of Violence is a great, great, beautiful ballad. But my 2 favorite songs on the album is A Wonderful World and A Wonderful Day in a One Day World, track 4, and especially White Shadow, track 5 on side 1 that ends the record. Kind of this proggy, kind of keyboard type induced song with just a really, really cool atmosphere. Side B, not as strong, but there's still some magic on here. Indigo, Animal Magic, Exposure, Flotsam and Jetsam. Perspective has kind of this new wavy vibe, guitar new wavy vibe. And then it ends with the dark Home Sweet Home. Great album here from Peter Gabriel, Scratch from 1978. I'd have to say the first 3 Peter Gabriel albums are my favorites of his. From so on, I just kind of lost interest, but I still love him as an artist and love what he did in Genesis. The guy is just absolutely brilliant. Okay, number 8 is a perfect pop album released in 78, Blondie's Parallel Lines. I think this may have been the first new wave kind of album I ever bought. I remember buying it when I was about 13 or 14. I remember buying it at the Rhino Records in Westwood. And side 1 is just an absolute eargasm of songs. Hang on the Telephone, One Way or Another. Picture This is such a great song. Fade Away and Radiate. Pretty Baby is awesome. I Know, But I Don't Know ends the side. Side 2, 11:59, Will Anything Happen? Sunday Girl, Heart of Glass, the huge hit. I'm Gonna Love You Too, the Buddy Holly cover. And then you have Just Go Away. An absolute perfect record. My favorite Blondie record right here. Parallel Lines coming in at number 8. Coming in at number 7 is a fantastic power pop album, Cheap Trick's Heaven Tonight, released in 78. This is right before they exploded with the Budokan album. Just an amazing array of power pop songs. Surrender, of course, On Top of the World, California Man. I believe that's a Move cover. Correct me if I'm wrong. Second side has Taken Me Back. What a great song. And then has kind of a Big Starish type vibe on Stiff Competition. But I'd say this is a near perfect record. Great songwriting, great playing. I think Cheap Trick at really their height, in my opinion. So Heaven Tonight, coming in at number 7 from Cheap Trick. Coming in at number 6 is the second album the Kinks released on Arista. This is called Misfits. And a great album, maybe not as flawless as Sleepwalker. I'd say 3/4 good. Of course, it has the title track, great moving song about, misfits, feeling out of place. Live Life is one of their great later day rockers with a great solo by Dave Davies. You have the single Rock and Roll Fantasy, but it was never really a favorite of mine. It's an okay song. In a Foreign Land and side 1, great song. That could have been a single. And side 2, you've got Permanent Waves, Black Messiah is great. Out of the Wardrobe, kind of a Lola retread lyrically. Trust Your Heart, nice little Dave Davies rocker, and then it ends with Get Up. I guess that song took a while to record, according to John Gosling, the late John Gosling. I guess it was recorded numerous times, and everybody was freaking in the studio. But I saw this tour in '78, and this group opened for them at the Universal Amphitheater. This group called Charlie. I liked this album at the time, but it's kind of dated. But that's who opened for the Kinks back in June '78 at the Universal Amphitheater. So this is coming in at number 6 on favorite albums from 1978, the Kinks' Misfits. Coming in at number 5 is one of my favorite Bob Marley records, an absolute flawless record called Kaya. Every song is a gem. Easy Skanking starts it out. Got the title track Kaya, Sun is Shining, very uplifting. Is This Love, just a beautiful love song. Satisfy My Soul ending side 1 is perfect. Side 2 starting off with She's Gone, going into Misty Morning, another song called Crisis, Running Away, and Time Will Tell. An absolute 5-star Bob Marley record. I think his albums from most of his albums I would give almost a 5-star to. They're all solid records. And the guy's such a strong songwriter. He really sets himself apart from all the other reggae artists because there's so many different styles. You know, he does pop, he does reggae, he does rhythm and blues. There's all these different influences in his music that separates him from all the other reggae artists, in my opinion. So this is coming in at number 5, Bob Marley's Kaya. Coming in at number 4 is a personal favorite of mine, Todd Rundgren's Hermit of Mink Hollow. To me, this stands hand in hand with the Something Anything album. There's really barely any filler on here. There's some wacky stuff like Onomatopoeia, which is a really odd little number, but a good combination of just great songwriting of ballads and rockers. Some of the ballads are amazing, like Hurting for You, Fade Away, Bag Lady, Too Far Gone is great. All the Children Sing starts off side 1. You've got a really cool guitar arpeggio workout on song Determination. Can We Still Be Friends was the single on here. Great underrated record from Todd Rundgren here. Hermit of Mink Hollow, 1978, coming in at number 4 on my list. Coming in at number 3 is an absolute masterpiece that should be included in any album collection. This is Big Star's 3rd album, also known as Sister Lovers, recorded in 1975, 3 years prior to this release. This is an original release here on the PVC label from '78, and it's just, how do you describe this album? It's very dark, very moody, very melancholy, but it also has some really gorgeous moments in here. It sounds like somebody having a nervous breakdown. I mean, not really my choice for a listen, but it transcends all that, and it makes for just an amazing listen. A lot of experimentation going on. So it starts off with Stroke It Noel. For You is a great Jody Stevens song. At this point in the band, we have Chris Bell. He's out of the band by the first album. Andy Hummel's out. Now it's just really Alex Chilton and Jody Stevens in the band, with John Fry and Bruce Dickinson working on other parts of the record. Some of the songs that are notable on here are Kangaroo, really horrifying sounding song that really Jeff Buckley does an amazing version on his live CD, or live DVD, I forgot what the name of it is, but Kangaroo and Holocaust, very, very dark songs. But then there's some just beautiful songs on here like Take Care, Blue Moon, Nighttime is Gorgeous. We have a great version of Femme Fatale on here by Velvet Underground. It's just, and then it ends with Thank You Friends, nice little kind of mid-tempo rocker. There's really nothing quite like this album in rock history. It's really, over the years, has grown stature the past 30 years or so. And then a while back, they released this on the Ryko label with a completely different set list. And it's just kind of all over the place. If you can find this original, I think they re-released this album a few years back. You could still find it. This is the best sequence of songs for this album. And it's just a 5-star masterpiece. I think all 3 Big Star albums are masterpieces in their own way. But this is coming at number 3 for me from 1978, even though it was recorded in 75. Big Star's third, also known as Sister Lovers. Coming at number 2, in my humble opinion, is the last 5-star Rolling Stone record, Some Girls. There's just really just not a bad moment on here. The flow is amazing. They're rocking in the best possible way. I think they were getting inspiration from the punk movement and of course the disco. But of course you got Miss You, When the Whip Comes Down, great rocker. Just My Imagination is a great cover, Temptations cover. The title track has this amazing groove. That harmonica is so nasty. Lies Inside One, kind of a punkish tune. You've got one of their best country songs with Faraway Eyes starting side 2. Another great rocker after that, Respectable. One of Keith Richards' best songs, Before They Make Me Run. Just hook-filled galore on that song. Great, just heartfelt lyrics from Richards. And of course, you've got the famous Beast of Burden and Shattered ending the record. To me, this is the Stones at their late 70s peak. I don't think they ever reached this peak again. Tattoo You has its moments, but this is it for me. When it comes to just great Stones albums, I put this in my top 5. This is fantastic. And this is an original here with some of the celebrities on here. See, this was recalled, this cover. I don't know how long into the pressings, but you got Lucy here, and you've got Raquel Welch, and a few other assorted variety of celebrities. Just a great album from 1978, Some Girls by the Stones. And now, number 1 for me is Elvis Costello's This Year's Model. This is the UK version. Has I Don't Want to Go to Chelsea and Night Rally on it. But then I have the USA version too with Radio Radio. I think I prefer the UK version. This is one of Costello's absolute perfect records. Every song is a gem. Has so many great songs. No Action, Lipstick Vogue, Don't Want to Go to Chelsea, Little Triggers. I mean, it's just an absolute perfect record. What can you say? Those first 3 Costello albums are probably the best 3 albums by an artist of all time, in my opinion. They're just perfect. I listen to this one still a lot. And what can you say? This is number 1 on my list. Elvis Costello's This Year's Model. One of the great albums of all time. What are your favorites from 78? Let me know. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.